Hey friends, it has been a month since I moved to New York, which is crazy because I still feel like it was yesterday. But week 4 was just as busy, just as crazy, so let's dive right in.
It's the journey of the soul, it's the adventure of me. No matter what I'm told, I know that I am free to roam my own way, to flow in my own sea, to chase my own dreams on this adventure of me.
It is a beautiful day here today. It is 75, sunny, and so I am outside soaking it up as much as possible because we know that winter is just around the corner. And also I know that technically I'm shooting into the sun, which you shouldn't do, but this view is a lot prettier than the metal gate behind me. Also, if you look close enough, right there is the Statue of Liberty, so that's kind of cool to see. But yeah, so week 4 started off quick, started off strong. To help with income just while I'm job hunting, I signed with a catering company called Model Bartenders, and I had my first catering gig on Thursday. I was up at 2:30 a.m. because our meeting time was 4:30, and so it's very early, and I did learn that bodegas in New York City are open at that time, so I was able to grab a breakfast sandwich around 4:30 a.m., which was awesome because I was starving. But yeah, first catering gig, it was out in Long Island, which was about an hour drive. Bussed out there, or took the van out there. It was a fundraiser or a charity event for women's health, breast cancer, and they had a lot of public speakers. They had a fashion show in between, which was really cool. But first time there, it was interesting because I'd never done it before, so it was cool to see the ins and outs of how everything gets set up. What goes into an event like that and the catering side of everything. So once everything was set up, we were just about to open the doors. There were about 55 tables, and from like 8 people to 14 people at each table, and we all took one table. So there were about 55 of us that were catering. Right before the doors opened, the head of the catering company came over and he's like, "Are you at this table?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Great, our most important client is sitting at this table." Cool. So I was a little worried, a little stressed just because I wanted to make a good impression, but you know, I turned on that Disney customer service persona and off we went, which ended up being a lot of fun. I had a great table. I really enjoyed them. It was a very, very early day, very long day. Like I said, I was up at 2:30, was there around 6. The event started at noon, finished by 3, and then I was home by 4:30. So needless to say, I did not do anything that night. I came home and I slept, which I know this is the city that never sleeps, but it's important to take those moments that you can to sleep so that you can keep going when you actually need to. Yeah, so that was Thursday. Friday, it was kind of an easy day. I slept in, woke up, and took a beginner tap class at Steps, which I'm really enjoying taking tap. I know I'm not the best at it, especially right now being so new, but it's safe to say I found a new hobby and it's been a lot of fun, and so that was a good time. My class finished around 3:30, and Corey works about half hour from there, and so I messaged him and I was like, "Pack your bags, I'm kidnapping you early from work." And so I went to his work, stopped by, and was like, "Let's go." And so I kidnapped him. So it was nice that it was Friday, that he was able to get out a little bit early. Yeah, and we didn't really do much that night, but you know, I got him to have a little hour off work, which was fun. All right, well, my phone got overheated and shut off on me, so that's cool. But I just had to find somewhere to sit in the shade and let it cool down for a bit, so take 2. Yeah, Saturday morning, I ended up going to my first Barry's class here in the city. I love Barry's. It's my favorite workout. I went in Chicago all the time, and so it was really nice to get back into it here. I knew the instructor Tanner from Chicago, so I took his class that morning in the Upper West Side location. Yeah, so like I said, it was just a lot of fun to get back into that and do what I love. Saturday night, my friend Matt had an extra ticket to the first preview of Sunset Boulevard with Nicole Scherzinger and asked if I wanted to go, so of course I said yes. And we had a great time. We met for drinks beforehand and then went to the show, and the show is amazing, so well done, so beautiful. Everyone was so talented. If you don't know anything about the show, I didn't. I don't want to ruin it, I don't want to say anything, so go see it, but it was an amazing show. We had such a fun night, and I'm very happy that he invited me to go, and so thank you, Matt. So Sunday, my friend Shelly was in town. It's my brother's best friend, but I've known her for years. And she had to come into town for work, but she flew in a day early just to hang out with me. So she was the first friend to come visit me in the new city, which I loved. We had so much fun. We went shopping, furniture shopping for her new place, and then we ended up going out for dinner that night. I made reservations at Lily's, which was a lot of fun, but side note, there are two Lily's. We walked half an hour to the wrong Lily's by Union Square, and our reservations were the one by Times Square. So note that whenever making reservations, just remember which one you made it for and know that there are multiple locations. But Lily's is great. The decor is so fun. Our server was amazing, and they changed the decor seasonally. And so we went, well, it's still the summertime, so there were flowers everywhere and it was beautiful, and they're just about to change it to Halloween, and then they change it to Christmas, which I cannot wait for the Christmas. I'm definitely going back for the Christmas one because we all know how big of a nerd I am for Christmas. But yeah, so Sunday was a lot of fun, and then got back home Sunday night and just prepped for more auditions for the week. So, you know, getting my resume and headshot put together, because casting directors love it, stapled together if I'm back. Going over my music, which bless Corey and his ears for listening to me sing constantly while at the house. But yeah, so Sunday just got ready for that. Monday, I was supposed to have two auditions, one for Purple Rain and one for Cabaret. I ended up skipping the Purple Rain audition. It was an out-of-town location, and so had I gotten the show, I would have been in Minneapolis, which would have been fun, but the whole point of me moving to New York was to be in New York, and so I ended up not going because I didn't want to waste their time, I didn't want to waste my time. It gave me more time to get ready for the Cabaret audition, which I think went really well, and it was a lot of fun. It was probably one of my favorite auditions since I've been here so far. I ended up running into Maz and our friend Aaron, and Aaron even gave me contact information for his bosses for a job, and so that was really nice of him to do. I ended up being in the second group. So with the auditions, when you first get there, they call everyone's name in order of how they signed up that are equity or union, and then you get a little number card, and then after they go through everyone, then they will decide if they see non-union or non-equity members for the audition or not. But then once they see how many people actually showed up for the audition and what they have, they decide how big of groups, and so this was split into 30, and I was in the second group of 30 to go in. So that was, that's the hardest part, is when you're not in the first group, just sitting there, because you have to wait an extra hour, hour and a half, however long it takes them to teach the first group. But I was in the second group, and you know, just took my time stretching, warming up, getting ready, and then went in, and it was so fun. The audition was great. Dance captains were so friendly. You could see how much they loved it and the energy, the time that they put into it. So that was really fun to do. And then Tuesday, I had the audition for Hamilton, which Monday night I had to go home and study because they sent everyone a Dropbox link so you could learn the dance in advance. But they still went over it in the audition. But I woke up that morning, Tuesday morning, and my back from my injury was really acting up, and it really hurt to even move. But I still went to the audition, and I again was in the second group, so I was able to sit on my lacrosse ball, roll on my lacrosse ball, just keep warm, stay active. I truly don't know how I did the audition. I was in so much pain, and this isn't me saying to push your body and, you know, injure yourself more, but thankfully I was able to do it. I knew my body well enough. But afterwards, I was not okay. And so I went home, couldn't even walk. I laid on the floor on ice and heating, alternating the entire night. Poor Corey was working from home that day, and he had to still take care of me while working from home. So bless him. But yeah, so that wasn't great. And then Wednesday, I woke up, went to the chiropractor. I went to a place called Wellness Central. I saw Dr. Cassandra. She was amazing. She's worked with athletes before, with dancers, acrobats, and so she knew what I was going through. She's aware of my herniated disc and was very, very sweet. Cracked every bone I needed cracked, popped everything, and just felt so good to have that release. And definitely helped. I walked out of there a lot better than I walked in. I still have some pain, still have some tightness, but every day it's getting better, and I thank them for their help with that. because now I can just focus on getting ready for auditions next week and just getting my body rested. Thankfully, I don't have an audition until next week, Thursday. So I have time to let my body heal. I can use this time to continue job hunting for other work and just taking the time I need to rest in the city that never sleeps. But yeah, it's, like I said, beautiful day today, so I'm gonna go enjoy the weather, be outside, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Bye.
This is the journey of the soul, it's the adventure of me.